Hello there. Got a bit of a classic for you today. Not sure if anyone would be interested because this has obviously been reviewed 15,000 times. It has. I looked it up. But we've got a Lamy 2000. If you watch my videos, you'd have seen it alongside other pens in size comparisons and stuff for a reasonably common frame of reference, but I've never got round to talking about it particularly. So I'll run very swiftly through what it's all about because the information is out there and readily available. This pen has pretty much been around since the 1960s as the same form of pen. So there's not a lot new, but I'm going to wang on about it anyway, right? So we have this shape of pen. It is made out of macrolon, which is basically a resin / fiberglass-esque mix thing, which Lamy call macrolon. And it is an interesting and nice smooth matte finish, almost like woodish to the touch, but a damn sight more durable. Clip is spring-loaded, so you can do that, which is nice. You've got a top finial there, which is shiny, so it's like shiny plastic, whatever, resin finial, which is nice, quite like that. Down here you've got a little silver coin, just on the back end of the piston turning knob. Yes, it is a piston filler, but from a distance you would not know such things. But go up close and you can just see the piston turning knob seam there. It's inked at the minute, so I'm not going to do it, but believe me, it's a piston filler. It's a slip / snap cap, which comes off like that and hooks onto the two little dog ears here. Let me put some light on the subject. So there's your kind of grippers there, and then the dog ears just catch on that in a cap liner there. Get rid of the light. So you have a semi-hooded 14 karat gold nib on that, just shielded by like a brushed steel, I want to say, section. And there is the ink feeder hole for sucking up your ink into your piston. Now it does have ink windows. I'll try and catch this in the light because it's not brilliant to see from an angle. But along here you do have like a frosted thin ink window which does go around the whole side of the barrel there. It's not the easiest to see into sometimes, even if I was to hold it up to a window and wasn't trying to focus it through a camera, but you can see your ink levels. So this is smooth right the way through here. It's good seam on that. So basically you can grip that wherever you like. Some people do not like these dog ears because they might want to grip it right there, and then they become aware of that. So look, they're not sharp, but they're obviously pronounced. So if you want to put your finger there, you're going to feel that. Whether that's uncomfortable to you is your decision. You can come down a bit. If you want to go really close to the page, you can come up a bit. You can come right up. If you want to come right up, you can post the pen, and then you've got a bit more space to come right up. Yeah, so it posts very nicely and deeply. This is one of the few pens that I actually find comfortable, or more comfortable to write with posted. So it misses the piston knob, posts nice and deeply, smoothly and securely onto the barrel, and it gives me that option to kind of come back up here a little bit if I want to, or I don't know, just that little bit of extra girth in the web of my hand. I quite like that. Yeah, that's about it really. Yeah, it's just basically it is a classic, a good, very good bit of German engineering. So like I say, been around since pretty much 1960s, unchanged. There's probably been engineering tweaks and stuff like that, but as far as overall form, functionality, it's been pretty much the same. So what was I going to say? Forgotten. Probably come back to me. So that's the overall look at that. Let's look at some measurements. So measurements of the pen are as followed. See, I've gone into some diagram here. It looks really complicated, doesn't it? But it's not. Right, so length, all in millimetres there, capped, uncapped and posted. Weight is capped and uncapped. There is ink in it, so just give that a little bit of play. Don't come back to me and say, mine is a gram lighter. Well, there's a bit of ink in it. Or maybe not a gram, but you know what I mean. Shut up talking, Dan. Right, yeah, sorry. And the cap is 9 grams. So the barrel, what I've done is it's 12.2 at the ink window. Then just coming out a bit to 13, as you can see, starts a bit thin, comes a bit thicker, goes a bit thin again. So you're looking at 12.2 around here, out to about 13. And then the 12.1 is I've measured it just before that piston knob there. So what I would call the end of the barrel before you get to the piston turning knob. Section, basically I've said from here, because the section's wherever you want it to be, really. So I've measured that from there, and then it goes all the way down to 7.8. Should you wish to grip all the way down here, you can do. Should you wish anywhere in between, you can do that too. Let's look at some size comparisons. So for size comparison, we have a Lamy 2000. Going this way, we have a Twisby Eco. We have an Asfine P30, an Asfine P36, an Asfine P80. They're coming up soon. They're on my desk. That's why they're in there. You've got a Waterman Expert, Diplomat Excellence A2, Delta Dolce Vita mid-size, Pelican M1000, Wingsung 630, and Leonardo Momenta Zero Grande for an overall size comparison. So not the biggest pen in the world, but a decent size. Probably comparable to like the Waterman Expert as the closest one in there, as you kind of nice, substantial size without being oversized. Shall we do a writing sample? Because this is where it comes into its own, for me anyway. So, we have a Lamy 2000. This has a medium 14 karat gold nib, and the ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku Kujaku. It's bad. That's me. So that is just about right, as smooth as you can get. If you like a nice, smooth, well lubricated writing experience, these are for you. Just do it quick. No issues keeping up at all. For wetness, it is decent. Not gush everywhere, but very, very well lubricated. And I never have an issue with hard starts or skips or anything like that. It's a good one. Line variation, not really. I mean, it's already a medium a thicker medium towards the side of a broad, and obviously with the kind of hooded aspect of the nib there, you're not going to get a lot of line variation out of it. Reverse, not really built for it. Dry and scratchy. So basically, when I first got into the pen habit, it didn't take me long to come across the Lamy 2000. Excuse me, in reviews and whatnot. And I'll be honest, I was like, well, what's all the fuss about? I mean, yeah, it looks nice. It's you know, it's going to be completely subjective and down to your personal taste. Do you think it looks nice? Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate the form. I think it's nice and simple and sleek. And obviously, if that's coming out in 1960, you're going to say kind of futuristic then, aren't you? I mean, whatever. Or like that. I like it. And then kind of I saw it and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd know where to put my fingers. I don't know if these things are going to bug me. I'm not mad on hooded nibs, etc., etc. Anyway, didn't take me too long to get hold of one, because they're not stupidly expensive for what they are. I want to say you can pick these up for around about £150-ish, depending on obviously where you shop. Shop around, you might find an offer or a deal, or pre-owned a bit cheaper. Come back to that in a minute. For that, you're getting a piston filler with very nice engineering and material, and a 14 karat gold nib, which is as well tuned as you're ever going to find. Lamy gold nibs are, in my experience, very, very good, and this one, like right out of the box, smooth, wet, reliable, does not fail. It's fantastic. So when I wrote with it, that's where I saw where the fuss was, because I'm not alone in saying that. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, nothing is, but a lot of people, I've spoke to people at pen meets and they've said pretty much exactly the same thing, like, what's the fuss about? Oh, this writes nice. So yeah, from that perspective, that is bob on, as they say somewhere. However, so I mean, really, as far as objective things about the pen go, I can't really moan about too much. I suppose that dog-eared thing it's not uncommon for people to mention that. I'm still not sure about it, to be honest. I mean, it's not the most obtrusive thing in the world. I'd obviously rather they weren't there, but I recognise they're part of this cap mechanism. So what are you going to do? The ink window does bug me because, as I say, you can see that there. But even if I hold that into the light, I mean, if I stick the flash on here, there we go. So you can see a bit more clearly where it is. But it's not the clearest thing in the world to see ink levels in. Sometimes I really do struggle. I'd almost rather it wasn't there. I do have piston fillers without ink windows, and I live fine with it. So I'd almost rather that wasn't there, or it was clearer. One of the two. So that's for objective analysis. Subjectively, I really want to like it more, and I really want to use it more than I do. I'll pick it up and use it from time to time because I love that nib. The nib's absolutely out of this world. It's superb. But I just can't seem to marry up a comfortable position for my hand. Sometimes I want it to be my fingers bang on those dog ears. And like I say, it doesn't actually bother me. They're not sharp. I know they're there, but if anything, it can be quite helpful. It's like, okay, that's a reference point. Marvellous. Sometimes I want to be down here if it's a quick note. Sometimes I try it back up here to see if, I just can't seem to get an automatic position on it, and as such it doesn't feel like it fits in my hand. Tried it posted, unposted. I think I've kind of come to the conclusion that I prefer it posted. but I still can't, I don't know, I don't use it that much. I wish I did, because that's fantastic nib. To the point where I'm considering just selling it. Because the nib's gorgeous, but I don't know, for just whatever reason it doesn't quite fit with my hand. So yeah, thinking of moving it on. So if you're in the UK and you're interested, give me a shout while I'm on the fence. And, you know, I might have a deal. Because, yeah, at the minute it deserves a bit more love than I'm giving it, I think. Anyway, hope this was not too dull. Take it easy. See you next time.